Hello friends, today we are going to talk about the zero order reaction. Okay, so what is zero order reaction? So these are the reaction in which rate is not dependent on the concentration of reactant. So to prepare any product, reactants are very important. So how you are going to write down this? So dc by dt, dc by dt is nothing, it is a rate. So the rate or change of concentration is not proportional to any of the reactant, concentration of any of the reactant. So what are the examples of this kind of reaction? So Garrett and Carper. So these are the two scientists, Garrett and Carper. Okay. So they work on the multi-sulfur drug products, multi-sulfur products. So what they learn, what they studied. So these kind of multi-sulfur drug products. Okay. So they check the absorbance, color fading. Okay, so color fading using UV spectrophotometer at around 500 nanometer. So he found that this color product, okay, so this is a color product whose color is decreasing by absorbing some kind of lights. Okay, so this is the first example of zero order kinetic. Second example is oxidation of vitamin A in oily preparation. So this is first example. Second is oxidation of vitamin A in oily preparation. So you are knowing vitamin A is oil soluble preparation. Okay, water soluble and oil soluble, these are the two types of vitamins. Okay, so water soluble vitamins are your vitamin B and C. So vitamin A, this is a oil soluble vitamin. So if you could take the oily preparation of vitamin A, okay, it is undergoing the oxidation because of oxygen in the environment. Okay, third and important example is photochemical degradation of chlorpromazine in aqueous solution. Chlorpromazine in aqueous preparation. Aqueous preparation means in water preparation. So photochemical degradation means this is again degraded by using by the light. So photo degradation. So these are the three basic examples of zero order kinesis. So what is a zero order reaction? It is a reaction in which rate it is defined as, it is a zero order reaction is defined as the reaction in which the rate is not dependent on the concentration of reactant. Okay, so simply it is written as dc by dt. Okay, so negative sign is also applicable over here. This negative sign indicates that the concentration is decreasing. Okay, so what are the examples? So a major three examples are there. Multi-sulfur drug products, this is Garnett and Carper who work on this product to understand the zero order kinetics. So what he did, he studied this multi-sulfur drug color fading of this product. It is observed under the UV spectrophotometer. It is one of the analytical instrument. So intensity is he has measured the intensity, decrease in the intensity or color fading at 500 nanometer. Second example is your oxidation of vitamin A in oily preparation. And third example is photochemical degradation of chlorpromazine in aqueous preparation. Now we want to prove the uh, derivation for this zero order kinetics. Okay, now the first question comes to your mind is, if it is degrading, okay, absorbance is also degrading, so how it is does not depends upon the concentration of reactor. So what are the other factors on which the rate of reaction depends? Okay, so let us take an example of your multi-sulfur drug products. Okay, so here the rate of reaction is decreasing. This rate of reaction or the concentration of your reactant is not measured. So what are the rate limiting steps? So rate limiting step here could be solubility. If you could take the suspension, okay, how slowly or how fast your suspension is getting solubilized, this will be the one example. Or second, absorption of light. So absorption of light, so photochemical degradation. So certain compounds absorb the light. Okay, so photochemical degradation. So because of this light, the drug is degrading. Okay, so these are the possibility or rate limiting steps for the zero order kinetics. Okay, so coming to the derivation part. Okay, now we'll take the Garrett and Carper example of multi-sulfur drug products. Okay, so what they have observed, that constant absorbance of preparation is decreasing with respect to time. Okay, so here it will be a minus sign will be there. Okay, so to remove the proportionality signs, okay, you are knowing what you are going to write over here. So you are going to write as a is equal to k0. So what is this k0? So this k0 is nothing but it is a reaction rate constant, reaction rate constant for zero order reaction. Okay, so why 0 is written? It is resembling the zero order reaction rate constant. Okay, now we want to derivate this equation. Okay, so to derivate this equation, let us assume that this is your equation 1. Okay, so to derivate this equation, okay, you need to separate this equation. dA is equal to, okay, let me clear very well. dA is equal to k0 into dt. Okay, so dA by dt is nothing, it is a change in rate. Okay, so dA by dt, now integrate this equation, integrate the above equation. So you need to integrate this equation from concentration A0 to AT. At the same time will be 0 to T. Okay, so these are the parameters. So why you need to integrate it? If you want to see how much drug is degrading with a given period of time. Okay, so this integration plays an important role. Okay, so in integration, this d is nothing, this is a differentiation value. Okay, now coming to this part. Okay, so if you could integrate this above equation, okay, dA, here the minus signs will be there. Again you need to disintegrate this part 0 to t into dt. Okay, now if you could simplify this equation or integrate it, so you will find that it is coming as minus signs will be there, at minus a0, which is equal to k0 into t minus 0. Okay, so now multiply here my minus sign, so it will become a0 minus at. How? This minus sign, okay, at will go to this side, this minus minus will become plus, so a0 minus at. So multiply this k0 t and k0, if you could multiply with 0, okay, it has no value. Okay, so if you could rearrange this equation, you will get k0 is equal to a0 minus, okay, so this is the next equation. Let us assume that this is your second equation, k0 is equal to a0 minus at divided by t. Okay, so this is the final equation for your zero order kinetics. Okay, so this is the final equation. Okay, now if you want to simplify this equation, okay, so generally a0 is your initial concentration, so initial concentration can also be written as small a. Okay, so at is your concentration after some time, concentration after some time t. Okay, let us assume that, substitute this value with the c. Okay, now if you could substitute these two value in your equation, above equation, so equation will be term as a0 is equal to a minus c divided by t. So this is another form of your equation. So this is your third equation. Now coming to the next equation, okay, if you could simplify this equation, okay, so your a minus c is equal to k0 into t. Okay, now if you want to take c is over here, okay, so a minus k0 t. Okay, so this is important equation 4. Why this is important equation? Because we want to plot the graph from this equation. Okay, but the reaction order kinetics equation is k0 is equal to a0 minus at divided by t. Okay, just we'll go through the steps what we did over here. Okay, so Garrett and Carper was the one scientist who work on the photodegradation of multi-sulfur drug products. So absorbance was decreasing. Okay, so he measured the absorbance at 500 nanometer. So dA by dt is change in the rate. Okay, so in zero order the rate is not dependent on the concentration of reactant, so it is independent of concentration of reactant. So dA by dt is directly proportional to nothing. So to remove this proportionality constant, we have taken the k0. So what is a k0? It is a reaction rate constant for zero order reaction. Okay, now we want to integrate this equation. Okay, so integration we need to do it by initial concentration to concentration at time t. 0 to t is the time interval. Okay, so we have simplified this equation as minus dA is equal to k0 into dt. So a0 to at is equal to k0, 0 to 2 dt. Okay, if you go to integrate it, you will find that a0 minus at after removing this minus sign, okay, multiplying that minus sign, this is the final equation. K0 is equal to a0 minus at divided by t. Okay, for simplification purpose, this a is nothing, a is the initial concentration, c is the concentration at some particular given period of time. Okay, now we want to plot the graph. Okay, so to plot the graph, okay, so you are knowing y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so we want to plot the graph. Okay, so we want to know y is equal to mx plus c. Y is your unknown thing. Okay, this will be your mx. Okay, this will be your c. Okay, now here you can see the m is your slope. Slope is in your negative line. Okay, so negative sign indicates that your shape of graph will be towards this side. Okay, so what will be on x-axis? This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So x-axis, known thing will come on x-axis, so your time. Okay, time in hours or days or something. Okay, it will come on x-axis. What is unknown? Unknown is the concentration, so concentration will come on x-axis, sorry, y-axis. So concentration is, you know, it is moles per liter. Okay, so whatever slope will be attained, okay, that slope value will be nothing but k0. Okay, so slope is equal to minus k0, minus k0. So what will be the c? C will be your intercept, so the intercept value will be your a. Okay, so this is a simple graph plotted from the this equation. Okay, so why this is downside? Because your color is fading, your product color is fading. So whatever multisulfide drug product was there, its color is decreasing. Okay, that's why the this graph has shown the this kind of symbol. Okay, so here slope is negative. Okay, if same graph if you plot with slope as a positive, okay, this is also possible if your preparation is developing some color. Okay, the graph will be same, like time will be over here and concentration will be over here. Okay, so reaction will be somewhat different. Okay, so positive slope is also possible if your reactant is developing or your product is developing the color. Now what is the unit of this k0? K0 reaction rate constant. Okay, so you are knowing this equation is your this or this. Okay, let us take your equation is third number equation, a minus c divided by t. So you want to derive the unit. Okay, so this is concentration minus concentration, it will be the concentration. Okay, divided by time. So this could be the one unit. Second unit, okay, concentration you are knowing, it is moles per liter. Okay, so time is in second, moles per liter. Okay, so this is the final unit of your k0. Okay, so moles per second into liters. Okay, you can write it down as also like this, moles liter inverse second inverse also. So this is also unit of reaction rate constant. Okay, so this is the okay. Now we have derived the equation k0 is equal to a minus c divided by t. Okay, now we want to go further with the half-life equation. So half-life is t half. So what is the definition of half-life? So it is a time required for the concentration of reactant to half of its initial concentration. Okay, so let us assume that initial was your a. Okay, so what will be your c? C will be your a by 2. Are you getting? A is your initial concentration. Initial concentration you are knowing. This is A is your initial concentration. Okay, this A is your initial concentration. So definition is saying that the time required for the concentration of reactant to half of its initial concentration. So it will be written as over here. Okay, what will be the T? T is nothing but the half. Okay, so how much time is required to make the reaction half? Okay, so how much time is required to make the reactant concentration half? Okay, it can be written like this. Okay, now substitute this value in your equation number 3. So in equation number 3, okay, if you could substitute this, k0 is equal to, okay, instead of a will be a over here, c is equal to a by 2, t becomes t half. Okay, okay, so k0 is equal to a minus a by 2 is equal to t half. Okay, if you could simplify this, okay, 2a minus a divided by 2 into, let us assume that, okay, let us overtake t half. Okay, now reshuffle this equation. Okay, so here t half will be here. Okay, so 2a minus a will be your a, okay, divided by 2 into k0. Okay, so this is the half-life equation for, okay, what is simple steps? C is nothing but is concentration at t half. Okay, t half means your concentration is decreasing half of its initial concentration. So your definition of half-life is time required for the concentration of reactant to half of its initial concentration in a reaction. Okay, so remember this definition, it will require for further, okay, in further order of reaction also, first order and second order also. So let us assume that A is your initial concentration, so C will become A by 2, okay, half of its initial concentration. So time will be T half. Okay, so in equation number 3, if you could substitute this value, okay, so C, instead of C you need to write down A by 2. Okay, so if you could simplify this equation, you will get the final equation A upon 2k0. Okay, so your half-life is directly proportional to the concentration. Okay, okay, so what do you understand from this half-life equation? So half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration of reactant. Okay, so what is the unit of half-life? So unit will be time. Okay, it will be a time scale. Okay, so time could be anything, it could be second, it could be hour, it could be days, it could be months or years also. Okay, so this is the unit of your half-life equation by zero order kinetics. Okay, now the third part. Okay, so first part was the to determine the order of reaction, second part was the half-life equation. Now the third important part is the shelf life. Okay, so shelf life is also termed as T90. Okay, so what is the shelf life definition? It is defined as a time required for concentration of reactant to reduce to 90% of its initial concentration. Okay, so you are knowing initial concentration is your A. Okay, so your concentration should reduce to 90% of its initial concentration. Okay, if you could simplify, it will become 0.9 A. Okay, now what will be the time? So time will become T90. Okay, now if you could substitute these values in your equation number 3, so whatever your equation number 3 was there initially. Okay, so k0 is equal to A, so instead of A it will be 0.9, we'll write down A minus C divided by T. Okay, A minus C divided by T. Okay, so reshuffle this equation, T will go over here, A minus C divided by k0. Okay, we have reshuffled, T to go here and k0 will come over here. Okay, now if you could put this value in your equation. Okay, so T will become T90, A will remain as such, C will become 0.9A. Okay, 90% reduction is there in the initial concentration, k0 will remain. Okay, now let us know this is 1A minus 0.9A. How much it remains? 0.1A divided by k0. Okay, so this is the next equation. Let us know that this is your fifth equation, this was your fourth, this was your third equation. So from that we have derived the derivation k0 is equal to A minus C divided by T for half-life A upon 2 k0, and for shelf life 0.9 A divided by k0, where A is your initial concentration. So in half-life your initial concentration, okay, so half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration of reactant. So shelf life, it is time required for the concentration of reactant to reduce 90% of its initial concentration. In half-life the concentration is reducing to 50% of its initial concentration. Okay, so from that we have derived the graph also. So graph was time versus your concentration, so it was slope, bending slope. Okay, so unit was over here for your k0 is moles per liter per second. For half-life the equation is time, okay, per time. Okay, for shelf life there is no unit over here. Okay, so T90 is equal to 0.1 A upon k0. Okay, Thank you very much. If you have learned this video, okay, if you have learned this concept, do like, share and subscribe the channel.